Hey everybody, I'm Jack, and this is Raw Tropical Living. Thanks for joining me today. Hope you guys all had a nice weekend out there. I can't remember as good of a weekend in a long time. We had perfect weather both days. I just came out of the sun a few minutes ago. Actually, I was sitting in the sun drinking watermelon juice at the same time, and yeah, that's about as good as it gets right there. I've done cleaning, I've gotten work done, I've enjoyed myself. It's just been a real good weekend. Now today I've got a confession about my raw food diet. I'm finally coming clean. Guys, I do videos every day, so if you have not already subscribed to my channel, please go down and hit that red button now, and then click on the little bell and check send notifications so you'll stay subscribed to the channel. Also, as always, down below, got my store down below. You can just go check in the description. Got my new shirt on, my No Mud, No Lotus. I really enjoy this one, very comfortable too. This is a unisex shirt, so I'm going to go put it on some other products here pretty soon. Okay, so yeah, I gotta come clean about a couple of things, clear up a few things. It's been just eating away at me. Now, you didn't think there was going to be some no, this wasn't clickbait. I am confessing something, or I'm just trying to make something very clear maybe in an overly dramatic way. But come on now, you didn't think you were about to see another one of those weak ass "I'm no longer vegan" videos, did ya? Did you? No. I know you didn't know that. Y'all know me better. It's just that, listen, most of the stuff, I don't really, the biggest confession, or the really astute people out there have already figured this out. I don't really know all that much about this lifestyle. I went in a certain direction a little less than 7 years ago, and I just kind of stumbled into this raw food diet. I'm a drunk. I was a drunk for 30 years. Well, I'm not anymore, but I'm a former drunk. But I've killed so many brain cells. I've killed that. I think I've killed that whole neighborhood that houses memory and retention, because I can't remember things. So my process has always been, like in the beginning, I'm not just completely willy-nilly. I read a lot of this science stuff. Once I understand it, I grasp it. I don't need to keep that. I don't have the room on this hard drive. I can't keep that shit in my head. Sometimes I feel like I'm getting a pop quiz, especially over on Instagram. Man, I get like these next level questions, like, about 14 scientific words within the question. And I'm like, I don't know. I eat fruits and vegetables. I'm not one of the raw geeks. The raw geek thing is not for me. It's annoying. God bless you if that's your vibe, but it's just so annoying to people that are more, and a lot of them are just fans. They don't really thrive on this lifestyle, but they memorize the manual. The manual. Did you get the manual when you started a raw food diet or went raw vegan? They know that manual backwards and forwards. They know every component of every food. They know every component of every macro. They know what every single piece of food on the earth has in it. They know how it interacts with everything else. And I don't know, they know everything. I don't know how they know, because there's no long-term stuff out there. There's a lot of people that are going strictly on what YouTubers tell them. And that, in my mind, is asinine. Never told you to follow me. I would never want to be your main source for help for a raw food diet or anything like that. I like to share a process. I like to share a process, and I like to share content that can be applied to other things. You just have to plug it in how you see fit. A lot of the times it's how to make things work. Now, you could apply this to the raw food diet. Maybe you're not doing fully raw, but you could still apply a lot of the processes I talk about, the principles or whatever. I feel good every day. I do my due diligence in the sense that I'm constantly, I do read. I mean, I'm not telling you I'm not interested in any of this and I just put food in my mouth recklessly, or not recklessly, but without knowing, certain things I'm doing. Because, hey, I've been recently reading, I take in short content and I make like little changes and I fill holes in. And that's what I've been working on lately. And if anything is if I could say one book is the closest to my philosophy on this whole thing, and it doesn't really have anything to do with the cooked versus raw, but is Whole by T. Colin Campbell. It's about not chasing everything. It's about not like chasing each detail. It's about, like, if we are eating enough for our size and for our activity level, and if we're eating a variety of food, getting a lot of different colors, then we should get most of our nutritional stuff in there. But yeah, that's still not enough for me. I'm a seeker, so I supplement some things. So I'm not, like I say, I don't think I'm being irresponsible even with my own body with what I do. But the one thing, and I'm never going to change drastically until that changes, is I just feel too good. I'm happy with the results I've gotten from this lifestyle. I'm happy with how I feel. I'm happy with how I'm eating every day. God bless you, and I really appreciate the thought when people give me suggestions. Well, you really should add this, or you really should do this, or you really should do that. And I'm just like, don't want to. Don't feel it. Don't feel it. What I'm doing, is working. Now, if you've been watching me probably over the last month or so, well, if you've been watching me longer, you can compare the contrast. You can see as I'm going into spring that I'm focusing more. Like I've shared salads. I've been eating more salads. I've added, pumpkin seeds regularly in what I'm eating. I'm putting a little bit of dual granules for the iodine. I'm upping my greens. I'm really trying to eat as many greens as possible. I'm looking into growing some of my own microgreens. So it's not like when you're doing YouTube or when you're doing Instagram even more so is a frozen section of time. I've done how many videos? Had a channel for like 6 years. It's probably 1,800 videos. You can't take any one video and say, but you said. It's like, yeah, because I'm always tweaking, I'm always adjusting. And then also too, some people try to pigeonhole me. Like, I'll show these, because they look good, especially on Instagram, I'll show these just psychedelic nice cream creations with this backdrop of this tie-dyed tapestry over there. And people like that. They just like the color. They like the ice cream. It's good. I don't live on the stuff. In fact, I go through phases. I go up and down. I was just noticing last night that as I was eating my ice cream that I don't generally eat those big, I don't have those 10 banana bowls of ice cream in one sitting anymore. I usually will have about half of that, and sometimes I even leave a little bit of that. So I can be, if I go a little heavy for 1 or 2 days or 3 days or something, say on an Instagram, or if I'm talking about it on here where I've had a bunch of green smoothies, the conversation all becomes, well, all he drinks is green smoothies. And we can apply some of this to other stuff. People do not really understand most of the things they say, they see, or they do on social media. Things you are seeing are not like necessarily what's happening all the time. They're a picture of a point in time. So I see so many assumptions out there. Sometimes like on a book, like when I'm, kind of finished what I need to be doing, like yesterday afternoon, I'm just reading comments and people are just like picking out like one thing they see and they want to focus on that. Well, but you said this. Yeah, but you said this. Yeah, but I'm evolving all the time. So, I don't know all that much. So I'm not your guy to ask why does this interact with this like this? And I'm like, if I have this, I don't know all that deep subject. Another thing too, this has been my journey. As I've said from day one, this is just kind of the experiment, and it's actually, instead, I don't consider myself an educator. I don't consider myself a teacher. I just consider somebody that's showing you what I'm doing. You can make you can take whatever you want to take from that, but I'm not saying, hey, you should do it, this way or that way or the other. That's all I'm showing. I just show what I do. I'm not saying you should be eating this or you should be doing this. I just show what I do. When people ask me questions like, well, how can I do this? I try to give them the best answer, that I can. But in the end, I just eat a lot of fruits and vegetables. I feel good every day. My energy is always through the roof, always through the roof. My digestion's good. I don't know. I just thought I couldn't imagine having any sort of reason why I would change too much of what I'm doing. But like I say, that's the biggest confession, is just not being that interested and not knowing a lot of this terminology. A lot of, like I've told you 100 times, and I guess I didn't look at the manual very well. If we took 100 people out there, a lot of you included, me, people on Instagram, wherever, and took a test, a raw food diet or a raw vegan test, I'd probably score. I don't know where I'd score. I wouldn't score up on the top. Most of you people would score ahead of me. But would the score be more important, or are the results more important? I'm happy with what I got. If you're happy, double down. always double down on what's working for you. But anyhow, that's my story and I'm sticking to it. Hope you guys enjoyed this one today. If you like it, please give me a thumbs up and we'll see you tomorrow. Have a great week. Peace.